Alright, let's start with a little confession, shall we? Free weights are superior over any other modality in any context, period. Morally, spiritually, heck, they may even make your biceps more righteous. Am I right? I mean, can a machine really deliver the gains that a barbell squat can? Maybe you've told yourself that. I used to think that way too. Maybe in some cases it might be true, but I used to believe that if it wasn't free weights, it was worthless. But here's the thing, that mindset costed me some gains. Look, I love free weights, hear me out. They are a huge part of my training philosophy, but I've learned over the years that when you pigeonhole yourself into thinking there's only one correct way, you limit your potential. It's like being a carpenter who only uses a hammer and refuses to touch any other tool in the toolbox. Free weights are freaking great, but guess what? Machines, cables, resistance bands, they all have their place. I get it. Some people feel like strapping into a machine is somehow less hardcore. Well, it kind of is, but I used to feel the same way, so I understand where you're coming from. But if you're in this game to build muscle and strength, then it's time to let go of your self-limiting beliefs. And I'm not just talking about free weights versus machines here, I'm talking about a mindset. This is where you've got to free your mind. I'm telling you, don't marry a single methodology. Don't identify with one camp or the other. Whether it's free weights, machines, or any particular training philosophy, these things aren't who you are. They're just tools. The more tools you have at your disposal, the better equipped you'll be to make gains. What if you have an injury? What if free weights aren't cutting it for that particular phase of your training? What if using a machine is actually better for isolating a muscle or for giving your joints and stabilizing muscles a break? I don't think there's any shame in that. The point is, use what works for your goal, not to live and die by some dogma. I used to scoff at the leg press, thinking, who needs this when I have squats, barbell back squats? But let me tell you, the leg press is a powerhouse, man. Like squats, like deadlifts, but in a different way. A way that doesn't fatigue your lower back as much. I can think of a bunch of reasons to put that leg press to good use. The beauty of it, everything has a place. And sometimes stepping outside that mental box is the key to unlocking the next level of progress. It sure was for me. So here's the takeaway. Don't let your ego or some rigid philosophy limit your progress. Stop identifying with just one method and start embracing the fact that almost every piece of equipment, technique, and training principle is just a tool with pros, cons, use cases. Some days the hammer is going to do the job. The other days you might need a wrench. And the more tools you master, I think the better off you'll be. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is progress and having fun doing it. Forget the noise. Forget the debates about which method is better and start focusing on what's going to push you closer to your goals. Free your mind. Break away from the self-imposed limitations and get back to the basics. Consistent hard work, smart training, and adaptability. And remember, don't be a slave to one method. Be a master of them all. The more you free your mind, the more you'll free up those gains, baby. Now get out there and crush it.
Left, crush your feet, alive, power surges.